Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, my dear girls of grade 5? Inshallah, now I'm going to help you revise for the final exam. I hope that you are going to watch this video very carefully and also follow the instructions that we sent you before. Bismillah, let us start. This is a revision on the first two lessons of the unit. They focus on the Industrial Revolution and the social changes that were caused by the Industrial Revolution. Now we are going to revise the questions related to Unit 3, Lessons 1 and 2. Lesson 1, of course, was about social changes. Lesson 2 was about culture and art and how they were affected by the changes that happened in the Middle East. Question 1 in the true, and these are easy questions. Question 1, where did the Industrial Revolution start? In which country? Of course, in Britain. When did it happen? It happened between the years 1750 and 1850. During this time, during these 100 years, the Industrial Revolution happened. Of course, it did not happen in one day or in 1 month. No, it took a long time, years, until it caused the changes that were caused by it. Question 3. Did this Industrial Revolution change the lives of the people? Yes, it did. It changed the lives of the people greatly. Which life was changed faster, life in Europe or in the Middle East? Of course, the Industrial Revolution changed life in Europe faster because it started in Europe before the effects of it reached the Middle East. 5. When was oil discovered in the Middle East? Oil was discovered in the Middle East only in 1930s. Did the Industrial Revolution create a demand for oil? Yes, it did. Why? Because the Industrial Revolution means the factories and the machines that work in factories. These machines need fuel to work. The fuel comes from where? Firstly, it came from coal and later it came from oil, and that's why the Industrial Revolution, the machines and the factories created a great demand for oil. 7. How did this demand affect life in the Middle East? You can read the student book page 111, but shortly you can see in this page how the demand for oil, and when the Middle East started to sell oil, this led the people in the Middle East, especially in the Gulf states or in Saudi Arabia, to have their own private cars, to have new buildings, to have roads and highways, and so on. The true or false question. 1. The Industrial Revolution changed Europe faster than the Middle East. That's true. The Middle East started to change maybe 100 years after the Industrial Revolution changed life in Europe. Oil was found in the Middle East in 1950s. No, it was found in 1930s. The discovery of coal changed life in the Middle East? Of course not. It was the discovery of oil. When oil was discovered in the Middle East and the people in the Middle East started to sell this oil for the industrial countries, that caused or started to cause the change in the Middle East. And that's why we said that the Industrial Revolution changed the Middle East maybe 100 years after the Industrial Revolution started. Did the French Revolution create a great demand for oil? No, it was the Industrial Revolution. As I told you, the machines that worked in factories needed fuel to work. This fuel came from oil. And that is the relation between the Industrial Revolution and the demand for oil. 5. We get water today in the same way we hundreds of years ago? False. The way we get water now is completely different from the past. We get water now easier than the past. 6. The Industrial Revolution started in France? No, it started in Britain. Graham Bell invented the steam engine? No, it was James Watt. James Watt invented the steam engine, and that was the start of the Industrial Revolution. When the steam engine was invented by James Watt, the machines started to be there and factories, and then the Industrial Revolution started. The cheap fuel and the new routes made the Saudi families start using cars for their own private transport. That's true. And these are some of the changes that were caused by the demand for oil in the Middle East because of the Industrial Revolution. Next, here we have 6 pictures that show us the changes that happen for the way we get water. Of course, this picture, number 1, is the Noria. And the Noria is a very old way to get water. This is a way to get water from rivers that the Noria used to work and help people get water from the river and put it in canals that reach the homes or the places in which they want or need the water. Picture 2, this is the Archimedes screw. This is the shadoof. The shadoof is a very ancient way to get water. This is the sakya, and the sakya is powered by animals. Can you see this is a steam engine? And of course you know that James Watt invented that steam engine, and that was the start of the Industrial Revolution. And this picture shows us the discovery of oil. When oil was discovered in the Middle East and the people in the Middle East started to sell it, many great changes happened to the Middle East and the lives of the people there. These questions, these 8 questions is a summary for lesson 2, which was about culture and art and how it was changed in the Middle East. Let us start. Passing on stories by listening and telling. This is oral tradition. People in the past, before the invention of printing books, they used to pass on stories by listening and telling. The old people used to tell the stories for the young, and the young used to listen and then do the same for the next generations. We call this oral tradition. Shahnameh, which is an epic story about the ancient history of Iran. Its name is Book of the Kings. Shahnameh is a Persian name, but the translation of it in English means the Book of the Kings. That was one of the most famous books that the people in the Middle East used to read before Islam. 3. A famous collection of stories that came out during the Islamic Golden Age. These are the Arabian Nights. A type of poetry and stories that Islam discourages, the romantic poetry and the romantic stories. Of course, Islam does not support this kind of stories because Islam respects the privacy of the feelings, and usually romantic stories and romantic poetry talks about feelings. 5. It became the most important book for the people to study. It was the Quran, and it is still the Quran. Before Quran and before Islam, the people in the Middle East used to read variety of books. But once Quran was revealed, it became the most important book for the people in the Middle East to study and read. 6. Images that the laws of Islam do not allow, especially for religious books. Of course, pictures of people and living things. Images of people and living things. The art of beautiful decorative writing. This is calligraphy, and decorating the manuscript with extra patterns, usually in bands around the page. This is illumination. When you open the Quran, you can find decorative beautiful writing. The decorative beautiful writing for the Quran, this is calligraphy, and you can find a frame around the writing. This frame, this is a decoration. This decorating with extra pens, this is illumination around the page. Okay, of course, and you have a list of words to choose from. Now let us go to the next lessons about the changes that happened for trade over time in the Middle East, and also the economics of the Middle East and the discoveries and the inventions that changed the life in the Middle East. Now let us talk about firstly lesson 3, economics of the Middle East. Of course, you know what is economics. Economics is the study of the way people make, offer, and use goods and services for money. This is the title of lesson 3. Let us start the lesson, and the lesson 4 was about discoveries and inventions. Now let us start studying some questions about lesson 3 and 4. True or false? 1. People only started trading in the Middle East 100 years ago? No, because people started trading in the Middle East thousands of years ago, not only 100 years ago. 2. Some goods traded in the Middle East in the past were silk, sugarcane, rice, and spices. Yes. And there were also more goods, but these are only some of them. 3. When the supply of goods in the markets goes up, prices go up? No. Again, here I explained this for you. The relation between demand and the prices, they go up together and go down together. Demand and the prices. Again, demand and the prices. When demand is up, prices go up. When demand is down, prices go down. And the demand here means how many people need to buy the goods. When a lot of people wanted to buy, prices go up. When very few people want to buy, prices go down. So demand and the prices up together and down together. But supply and the prices are opposite each other. When supply is up, prices go down. When supply is down, prices go up. So again, the only demand and the prices go up together and go down together, but supply and the prices are different. So when I say when the supply of goods in the markets goes up, prices goes up? No. When the supply is up, prices go down. Supply and the prices are against each other. But when demand goes up, prices go down. This is not true because I said before that demand and the prices go up together or go down together. 5. When the supply of the goods in the markets goes up, prices go down. That's true. I told you. Supply and the prices are against each other. Supply is up, prices are down. When demand for goods goes up, prices go up. Yes, because demand and the prices go up together or go down together. Labor adds value to a commodity. Yes. A commodity is anything that you buy for money. Your t-shirt, your bag, your desk, your book, your bag. All these are commodities. Labor adds value to the commodity. Yes. Why? Because when you go to buy a dress, the dress is a commodity. But the money that you pay for the dress is not only for the material that was used to make the dress. You are also paying money for the people who designed the dress and who sewed the dress. You understand? This is labor. The work that is done by people is called labor. Labor adds value to the commodity, and that's why when we pay money for anything, we pay money for both the material and the work that was done by people. 8. In the Middle East, pack camels were more popular than wheeled transport like carts. Yes. In the Middle East, people used to travel by camels more than by carts. The discovery of oil changed life in the Middle East. Yes, greatly. The oil reserves found in our region has some advantages over others. Yes, the oil that is found in the Middle East is very special and has some merits and advantages over the oil that is found all over the world. Fertilizers, question 11. Fertilizers are always good and safe to use? No, because fertilizers are chemicals. It is not safe to use chemicals all the time. We should be careful when you use them. 12. Crop rotation means not to grow the same crop in the same land year after year. Yeah, that is true. And the crop rotation is a natural way to improve the crops and improve the soil. And natural ways are organic methods to improve the crops and the soil. Organic methods to improve the crops are easy and safe to use? Yes, because organic methods are natural. They are not chemical. 14. The way we make products has changed over the past few centuries? Yes. Why? Because over the past few centuries, what happened? The Industrial Revolution. Before, people used to make everything by hand. Later, after the Industrial Revolution, people started to make everything using machines, and that is a great change. Now, look at the definitions here. You can take words from the list. A fertilizer is any chemical that helps plants grow bigger and faster. And because a fertilizer is a chemical, it is not safe to use it all the time. Labor is the work done by people to provide goods or services? Yes. When the dressmaker makes your dress, the work of the dressmaker is called labor. Supply is the amount of goods in the markets? Yes. Demand is how many people need to buy the goods and the services? Yes. Commodity is a product that can be bought or sold? Yes. Entrepreneur means a smart businessman. We studied how the Middle East people were famous entrepreneurs like the Karimi family. Economics is the study of the way people make, offer, and use goods and services for money. This is the definition of economics. The title of lesson 3, by the way. Raw materials are natural resources that can be made into products like cotton and wood. Cotton is a plant and wood come from trees. When wood is made into furniture like tables and chairs, we say that wood is a raw material for making furniture. Organic means containing plant or animal matter. Natural. This is the meaning of organic. When I say organic methods to improve the crops, it means that we do not use chemicals. We use plant or animal matter, natural matter. The choose question. The geography of the Middle East has helped trade because it is positioned in the middle of the world. 2. The Karimi family were famous entrepreneurs. They were famous businessmen and they controlled the trade in the Middle East over centuries, especially in the Middle Ages. In ancient times, people traveled in caravans. A caravan is a group of traders traveling together on camels across the desert. Here, email is a common form of communication today. 5. Study economics is an important part of social studies. Social studies study economics, and we said before that economics is the way people make, offer, and use goods and services. The science or the field of knowledge that studies economics is social studies. In the year 1951, the Saudi government built the first paved road, the first route for cars. Bone meal and waste products are organic methods to improve the crops. Organic means natural, containing plant and animal matter. So, bone meal, when we grind the bones of the dead animals into powder and add them for the soil or add it for the soil, or when we use the waste products of the animals and put them on the soil to improve it and help the plants grow bigger and faster and better, all these are natural ways. Natural methods are organic methods. Organic means natural and they are all the time safe and easy to use. Fertilizers are inorganic. Inorganic means chemical. Which is the chemical way to improve the crops? Fertilizers. Crop dusting. Crop dusting is spraying fertilizers onto crops from low-flying planes or sprayers. When we use low-flying planes to spray fertilizers onto the crops, we call this crop dusting. Crop dusting. 10. Willis Carrier invented air conditioning, and there is a very nice story for this invention, and alhamdulillah we read it together in the classroom. The essay questions. Question 1. What does division of labor mean? It means that work is broken up into tasks. Before, in the past, people had to do everything from beginning to end. For example, for making a dress, there was only one who designed, cut, sew, and finish the dress. But these days, in clothes factories, there are some people who design, others who cut the cloth, others who sew, others who iron, others who pack. So this is the meaning of division of labor, when work is broken up into tasks. What does Saudi Arabia specialize in? Of course, specialization does not only apply on people or on individuals. It applies only on countries. Saudi Arabia specializes in the production and the processing and distribution of oil. Is division of labor good and why? Yes, for work, for business, it is very good because it helps produce goods quickly and cheaply. And it helps to finish a big amount of goods in very short time. Why did Willis Carrier invent the first AC? Of course, he invented it for industry because Willis Carrier was working in a printing paper factory. The heat and the humidity in the factory used to make the printing of the paper not so good, especially for the colors. He and the people wanted to make the heat less inside the factories to protect the colors and the printing. He invented the first AC to control the humidity and the heat in the place in order for the printing of the paper to be perfect. And that was only the beginning of the first AC. Other machines or other factories started to use the AC also to produce perfect goods because the heat and the humidity used to make goods bad. But later, after about 20 years, he started to design another one for people. But the first one was invented for industry. 5. How big are the oil reserves in Saudi Arabia? The amounts of oil in Saudi Arabia which are still under the ground are extremely large. Does oil in our region, and when I say our region, I mean the Middle East, does the oil found here need high-powered pumping, or why no? Because it's under high pressure. Once they drilled for oil and found it, it come up very quickly in big amounts without any power or high-powered pumping. And that is how or why the Middle East oil is very special, and the Middle East, especially Saudi Arabia, is famous for the production of oil, because the amounts of oil are extremely large and it does not need high-powered pumping. It comes out very quickly and easily in big amounts. 7. When did scientists start producing inorganic fertilizers? They started to produce inorganic fertilizers in the years 1700s and 1800s, again during the time of the Industrial Revolution. Write 3 organic methods to improve crops and the soil. Organic methods mean natural methods like bone meal, when we grind the meal, the bones of the dead animals into powder and add them for the soil. Crop rotation, I'm so sorry, I forgot to write rotation. Crop rotation means not to grow the same crop in the same land year after year. Why? Because different crops in the same land help improve the soil and do not exhaust the soil. Waste products of plants of animals. Waste products of animals. These are 3 organic or natural methods to improve the crops and the soil. In your opinion, which is better for the environment? Organic or inorganic methods to improve the crops? Of course, anything that is natural is much better. So organic methods which are natural are better because they are easy and safe to use and don't harm the environment. They do not have any chemicals. That's why they are more or they are better for the environment. The matching question. Here you have some names and you should identify them very well. You have Ibn Khaldun, James Watt, Willis Carrier, and the Fritz Haber and the Karimi family. These 4 names, you should know that. Ibn Khaldun is the father of social sciences in the Arab world. James Watt, he was the inventor of the steam engine and he started the Industrial Revolution. Willis Carrier invented the first AC, invented the first air conditioning. Fritz Haber produced the first ammonia. Ammonia, for the first time, ammonia is the first fertilizer or is a chemical fertilizer. The one who produced this for the first time was Fritz Haber. The Karimi family were famous entrepreneurs of the Middle East. Saudi Arabia is specialized in the production of oil. Economics is the study of the way people make, offer, and use goods and services. Supply means the amount of goods in the markets, and demand means from the word demand or need, how many people need goods and the services. I hope that you understand this revision. Try to watch this video several times. It will support your revision for the quiz. Wallahi, I had an idea to give you a Zoom meeting, but the Zoom meeting, some of you can be absent, some of you cannot attend, or maybe when it finishes, you cannot ask me again. But the recorded revision, you can repeat watching it or watch it several times until you feel that you have studied perfectly. I hope you the best. I wish you the best. I trust you. I know that you are smart and clever and you will get the best mark, inshallah. I wish you the best. Thanks for being with me and goodbye till we meet again next year.